This week on Not Right Kayak Fishing, we're at VIP Adventures in Summerville, South Carolina, catching some big spawning bass at the KayakBassFishing.com Invitational.
Get up and put on the coffee. You know the sunlight won't last. Making my way to the country. I'm gonna catch a big old bass.
Nice! Booyah! That's the big one. Love it! Yeah! Yeah, over the reef, baby. Ah. Yeah! Nice fish.
This week on Not Right Kayak Fishing, Chad Hoover's back at VIP Adventures in South Carolina, host of the upcoming KayakBassFishing.com Invitational Tournament.
So basically, let's set this up for everybody. We got 4 days to go into the tournament, a steady warming trend. Those big bass are gonna move shallow.
There'll be some bags like you can't believe.
These guys are fishing the world famous Santee Cooper to qualify for the shot to come out here
Yes, sir.
and fish for $5,000 guaranteed money for first place.
That's beautiful.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's head out and find out what they're fishing for. Let's go do
man.
this.
Let's do it, come on. Look at here, watch him. Nice fish, Chad. Oh, nice. Beautiful fish. Got him in the huckleberry.
Yeah, that's why I say catch them first, figure out how to get them second.
Good fish. Look at the belly on him, Chad.
That thing is. You know, I said it in my book. I say it at seminars. I say it every time I take somebody out fishing. And there's a little pocket you can't get to. Let me get this guy back in the water real quick. Look at the chunk. Look at the body on that thing. Don't think about how you're gonna get the fish if you cast there. Just cast there, set the hook. Figure out how to get the fish later.
What I like to do this time of year, when I throw into a pre-spawn spot, I let it soak for about a minute. And if he's usually in there, he'll hit it. He'll knock the fire out of it. Because you just threw in his house. And he don't like nothing sitting in his house. Come on, big boy. There he is. There he is. That's a stud. That's a stud. That's a stud, Bo. That's a stud. Oh my God. Oh. Chad. Oh my
Get
God,
him.
what a stud. He's getting me all wet. Well, you want to get me all wet, big boy? Beautiful, beautiful fish, beautiful fish. Nice. Oh, oh, son. Look what we got here. That's a VIP special. If they're over 5 pounds, we call them a VIP special. He jumped on that big 10-inch worm. Big 10-inch green pumpkin worm. And see this fish here, look at the sack on him, it's full of roe. Tail is not fanned out at all, which means he's just moving in. Just moving into the spawning grounds. Beautiful fish. I'm gonna let him go and let him live another day. Go home, sweet thing. Beautiful cast. Beautiful. Beautiful. There he is. There he is. Nice.
Oh, this is he's pulling drag,
That's gonna
baby.
be a stud.
This is a stud. This is a stud.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Chad. God, he hammered it. Nice. Oh my God.
God. So I reached for the net because I wanted to ensure that I didn't lose the big fish.
Uh-huh.
And I lost the big fish.
Not Right Kayak Fishing is brought to you in part by Wilderness Systems, one of the world's largest kayak fishing manufacturers. Yak Attack, create the ultimate fishing machine with Yak Attack accessories. Torqeedo, makers of the 403 kayak motor. Hook One, get everything you need to get out there and hook one. VIO, advanced point of view with 1080p HD. Not Right Kayak Fishing is brought to you in part by Yak Attack. Turn your kayak into the ultimate fishing machine with Yak Attack kayak fishing accessories. Welcome back to Not Right Kayak Fishing. This week, Chad Hoover is in South Carolina on one of VIP Adventures' private lakes, managed specifically for trophy bass.
You want to throw about 8 or 10 in there before you know there ain't no bite happening. There he is.
Oh, yeah.
There he is. There he is. Nice fish, Chad. Nice.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Look at the gut on that thing. Oh.
Boy, he's been eating good.
Wait. He thwopped that spinnerbait. I'm talking about. Dude, look at the gut on that thing. Look at the back. Look at right behind the head where it just bulges out.
No.
That's all muscle.
Steroids.
Look at that thing.
Steroids.
What are you injecting these things, Mark? Let's get him back in the water and get another one. So, Mark said throw that spinnerbait in there and slow roll it. Water's a little bit stained, so I went with a gold and a silver Colorado together, a heavy head, and actually I was getting too much lift from my leader. So I took the leader off and went straight to the Kansan braid. That way I can get a little deeper and slow roll it. Thwop. Most of you have probably heard that saying about pets, how people start to kind of look like their pets. But the difference between that and me with fishing is I'm actually on the opposite schedule. I'm divergent from my quarry. Bass in the springtime, like the ones that you've seen here today, are feeding up in the springtime, getting that big paunchy belly and swelling up and getting ready for the spawn. Now, I, on the other hand, feed up in the wintertime when I'm in my cocoon, kind of swell up a little bit. Really, it's fuel for the fighting machine is what it really boils down to. And then come summertime, watch out, ladies, because this will be finely tuned and crafted into not just the ultimate fishing machine, but it'll be the ultimate love machine as well, you know? Oh, boom, hell yeah. That's a solid fish right there, brother. Solid, 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 solid fish. Oh yeah. Come here, big boy. Oh yeah. Boom. Man, there's nothing like redemption. I lost 2 fish over here earlier today. One I broke off and one I just rookied up and let the hook straighten out on. We came back over here, eased our way in. I let that bait sink to the bottom real slow. That is a fat, fat, fat bass. All right, well, I'm gonna get this big girl back in the water so she can continue doing what she's doing, which is feed up for the spawn. Man, look at that big fish. Come on, kick off there, kick off. There you go. Whew. You know, let's face it, if you're an elite fisherman and a top shelf athlete like I am, it's not hard to find somebody with a camera to follow you around and video all of your exploits. Or let's be honest, capture your greatness to share with others. But if you don't have that option, you're gonna have to do that on your own. And there's not a better system on the market than the VIO POV HD. The cool thing about this system is the little display allows you to set up your camera angle and actually see what you're capturing before you start to record. You can loop video and then go back and capture predetermined segments, or you can shoot segments and capture them to the SD card incrementally and carry extra cards with you to capture all your outdoor adventures. So most celebrities and elite athletes like myself are promoting products that they say you should use because they use it. What I'm telling you is, you're not me, so you should check out the VIO POV HD. Not everybody can be Chad Hoover, I'm saying, you know? Let's go capture some more of this greatness.
Stay tuned as the first ever KayakBassFishing.com Invitational Tournament kicks off at VIP Adventures, where 60 of the nation's top kayak anglers are hunting for monster bass, hoping to win the $5,000 first prize. Not Right Kayak Fishing is brought to you in part by Torqeedo, makers of the 403 kayak motor. Check it out at torqeedo.com. Not Right Kayak Fishing is brought to you in part by VIO, Advanced Point of View with 1080p HD. Welcome back to Not Right Kayak Fishing. This week, Chad Hoover is hosting the first ever KayakBassFishing.com Invitational Tournament at one of his favorite trophy bass fisheries in the world, VIP Adventures. While some of the 60 competitors on hand today earned their spot through KayakBassFishing.com regional tournaments, many spent the past few days battling for a spot in the Invitational through the KayakBassFishing.com Open Tournament on Santee Cooper. Although a late spring with cold and windy conditions made for tough fishing, Santee Cooper delivered more than a few personal best fish.
Nice!
Oh, yeah. New personal best.
All right, so here we are, Summerville, South Carolina, the inaugural Kayak Bass Fishing Invitational. Just over my shoulder is half the field of the 60 anglers from all over the country that have qualified to fish this event. You know what, we started out with 50. Mr. Mark Deshane said, hey, let's ratchet it up a little bit. So we've got 60 guys, including 4 guys that didn't catch a fish for 4 days in the Kayak Bass Fishing Open, that still have a shot at taking home over $5,000 in cash. You know, this is a great lake to come and relax and have a good time, but I promise you, nobody fishing right now is relaxed because every one of them's thinking about that check at the end of the day.
What we're doing to get everybody's fish so we know whose fish is what, we take their initials, they put it on the cord, put it on the little clip ring, and we put it in the live tank. At the end of the day, this is how we tell who's got the big bass of the day.
Well, all the fish out in the main channel seem to be coming off the brush piles. So it's starting to get windy out there and there's a bunch of people fishing them. So I come back here and I was hitting the deep center before this cut back here. And I caught 2 and lost 1. So I figured they were probably holding on to deeper water. And I cut back here, found brush piles right away in the center, and that's all she wrote.
Throwing a chatterbait along deep grass. Trailered it with a Magnum fluke. Caught it just as soon as it crossed the corner. She came out and slapped it.
Okay. Hey, we got the weigh boat on the way. Stuart's gonna hand off the 23-inch to me. I'm gonna get it back in the water. We're gonna pass it to the weigh boat. This puts him tied for lead for biggest fish so far. Ha-ha. For all the KayakBassFishing.com challenge series and live tournaments, we use a unique catch photo release format. Basically, a standardized measuring device called the hog trough is used to catch, lay on the board, photograph, and release the fish. Let's head out on the water and take a look at how it works. Okay, so here's how it works. You simply take the hog trough, lay it across your lap, catch a big pig like this, rotate it around, lay it on the board, make sure the mouth is closed, push it down, lay the tail out in the natural position, take your camera, then simply snap a photo. Then release the fish back into the water unharmed to continue doing what it was doing before you put a hook in its mouth.
With day one of the Invitational reaching its end, the anglers load up and head to weigh in to see who will be picking up the big bass bonus and who will be moving on to the finals tomorrow.
Come on over. Yeah. All right, Drew, 7 pounds on the nose. Basser Drew with the biggest bass so far. This is Drew Gregory, man. Get him back in the lake.
Yeah, looks if you hold it. Look how much smaller.
There you go. See that? See?
Hold it. Oh, it's a big fish. That's a huge fish now, everybody.
So if you want to be a pro bass fisherman, just stop growing at about 14. Well, guys, there you have it. It's the end of day one. Tell you what, conditions were tough with these winds, but the forecast for tomorrow is that the winds lay out late tonight. The overnight low is only supposed to be in the high 50s, low 60s. These big girls are right on the edge of moving shallow. I'll tell you what, it's going to be fireworks tomorrow as these guys move from the juvenile lakes to the granddaddy of them all, VIP's Adventures, trophy managed lakes. You're going to have 15 of the top anglers in the country in kayaks on 3 of the best lakes in the South. We'll be right back after this commercial break. We're going to make you wait on it to see how this whole thing unfolds.
Not Right Kayak Fishing is brought to you in part by Wilderness Systems, makers of the Commander, Ride, and Tarpon fishing kayaks. Not Right Kayak Fishing is brought to you in part by Hook One. Get everything you need to get out there and hook one at kayakfishinggear.com.
All right, guys, we're kicking off the final round of the KayakBassFishing.com Invitational. The first guy on the board is Joe Underwood. Strangely enough, Joe has chosen to fish the cold end of the lake, meaning that the sun's rising over my shoulder. That end of the lake's getting sun first, but he's the first guy on the board. I'm gonna hang out down here for a minute and see if I can get one.
Don't you feel it coming, honey? Don't you feel the storm? Whiskey is a boiling, yeah, times are getting told.
Donnie Miley's got a big one hooked up.
Where you jumping, girl? Better watch where you dive in. You better watch for that water line or the water will turn red. Don't you feel me in your heart?
Nice 20-inch fish. It's a real good start.
Darling, I can be there. Don't tell me that you don't.
Throw it a chatterbait, same thing I caught the big fish yesterday on. Over these lily pads right here, got it right to the edge, and she came up and got it.
I keep on running, but these cities stay the same. No, I know.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this male bass on the this lip gripper here. I just caught it off a bed. And one theory is you pull the male away and the female will come back and guard the bed because obviously she, wants to protect her young. I see her, she's on the bed actually right now.
All right, so we got Drew Gregory. He's already got 2 fish on the board. He's working to upgrade. He just caught about a 14-inch buck in his pocket back here. He's working to upgrade. Has a eyes on target with a big female working shallow. All right, so it looks like the patience paid off. Several people have actually commented to me off to the side that he probably should move on. He's wasting too much time. He grinded it out, kept pitching up in there. Nice job, brother.
Woo! Oh man! Thank you. Oh my God. Fortunately I was able to find a fish on bed, as you can see. This big female, it's 21.5 inches here. We're gonna let her go here in just a second and let her get back and do her thing.
I made a couple of last casts right before we head in to do the fanfare for the weigh-in. And this dude right here came up and popped it. So, you know what? This place, wow, has got some chunks in it. All right, let's get this guy back in the water and find out who our first ever VIP KayakBassFishing.com Invitational champion is.
Nice fish, bud. Y'all waiting for some other ones already? Yeah, you gotta beat 4.5. Five, 512. All right, go ahead and take the cork off.
Troy Meyerhofer, all the way from New York City. Putting up big bass again. This is the tightest finish ever. And so, your 2013 first ever Kayak Bass Fishing Invitational champion, Tony Yang.
Oh, yeah! Woo! Good job, man.
Hey, I gotta thank Mr. Mark DeShane for having us out here at VIP Adventures. The fishing was tough. These guys still banged it out and made this one hell of a fishing show. Until next week, we'll see you for more
Kayak Bass Fishing.